Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Tuesday, December 9th, and we are here listening to what is going on in your financial life and trying to help you get wherever it is you want to go. See, it's all about you. It's not about us. You tell us what you hope for, what you dream for. We'll see if it's possible. And if it's not, don't bum out. Maybe we'll find other routes to get you where you want to go. May take a little longer, may not be ideal, but at least you'll know. Just go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you want to join us live, check the box. Mark will do everything else. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It comes out every single Friday. Mark does a great job with that. Right now, let's talk to Lynn from Alaska.
I'm starting to have a little bit of a metamorphosis when it comes to planning for retirement. And retirement may not be, full-blown leisurely time on the beach, but to allow us some financial flexibility to make other decisions.
A little next endeavor, a little look ahead. So tell us how old you are, who's the we, what's going on in your financial life right now.
So it's myself and my spouse. We both work full time. Our kids are grown and out of the house. He qualifies for what's kind of old term the PERS system, which is a defined benefit program.
Yeah.
So we expect for him to have that and for that to be about just under $4,300 a month once he hits age 60.
How old is he now?
So he is 52.
Okay, he's young.
And I am 54. I tell him that all the time.
How much does he earn right now?
About 102.
And that defined benefit, does it require him to stay until he's 60? Is that or just to claim it at 60?
Just to claim it at 60. It starts to pay out at 60, and there's no benefit to delaying that claiming.
Okay, got it. And how much do you earn?
About 75.
Are you also part of a pension system?
Not currently. So currently I work in higher education, and I opted into their plan. And in the higher education, we don't pay into Social Security. So instead, we get approximately about $3,200 a year in what the Social Security Department considers to be pension funds.
Okay. So for him, his full retirement age, right? What's his Social Security benefit?
At age 67, it would be just short of $3,000.
So for you right now, what does your Social Security record show?
$1,500.
Let me ask you a very simple question. Do you like what you do?
I don't necessarily like the industry I'm in.
Okay.
But I like the type of work that I do. I just don't know that where I'm at is maybe the best fit.
Let's talk about the money you've saved so far. So right now you guys make $175,000 together, right? Life is good? You feel comfortable?
I'd rather not have debt. I'm understanding, or coming around to the picture that with inflation being the way it is, that maybe having some debt and putting more money towards retirement savings might be a better financial decision.
Well, let's talk about some of the assets and then we'll talk about the debt. So when you're talking about debt, are you talking about a mortgage?
Yes.
How much is your house worth?
About 5.25.
Okay. And how much remains on your mortgage?
$275.
And what's the rate?
2.75.
Okay, let's go from lowest risk to highest risk. Do you have an emergency reserve fund?
Yes.
How much is in it?
35.
And do you have a brokerage account?
No.
Do you have retirement accounts? And if so, what kind? Let's go through it. What do you got?
Yes. So we have primarily Vanguard accounts, mostly in either, I lost the terminology, the gold type accounts, retire.
Target date funds.
Thank you. So mostly in that, also in some index funds.
How much is in your retirement savings right now?
So all told, we have just over $1 million in total retirement savings.
Yep.
Of that, we have about 40 in Roth, the rest in all pre-tax contributions.
How much do you think you need to live on each year? You have this $175,000. What do you think are what's your need? If we're looking ahead at retirement, what do you think your need is?
Once you factor in taxes, I think about 100,000 a year
You
is
mean
going to be
factoring in like property taxes or actual like income taxes?
factoring in income taxes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
trying to kind of figure out what our end ballpark is for
Yep.
retirement years. I figure about 100K.
And I mean, you'll have 4,300 of your husband's defined
Exactly.
benefit,
So
right?
about 50,000. Yeah.
Right. And then you'll have another 3,000 from Social Security eventually. So you'll have 39. So I'm just going to do like, there's two phases to this, right? There's phase 60 to 67 and then 67, beyond. And at age 67, you have, the 4,300 plus 3,900, which is, it's not exactly right, but it's pretty close. From age 60 to 67 is where, we have a gap. So here's my question. How much longer do you think you guys want to work?
Well, we'd like to have the flexibility to make changes in about 5 years.
What do you mean by that? When you say in 5 years, like that you would both make less money, or, I mean, 5 years, he's only 52.
I know. He works very physically taxing jobs. So, yes, we'd be looking at maybe making less money, trying to give some flexibility there to, it's not going to affect his pension benefits because he's already kind of, that's only going to go up from here. But I
Right.
want to be able to give him the option or give us the option if one of us were to get disabled or,
Mm-hmm.
stress wise, health wise. That's why I've been focusing on debt and trying to.
No, don't focus on debt, please. That is not where your focus needs to be. So, if you are going to plan on working for another 5 or 6 years, each of you, doing something different, do you think between the two of you that you can basically make enough money just to pay for your needs? Do you feel comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. Are you putting money into saving money in retirement right now? Are you putting a certain amount, a percentage of income? Are you both maxing out? How much are you saving right now?
So we are putting money away. We are running about 50,000 that we're putting away in various types of accounts.
Wow, that's a lot.
That, that's with the employer match. If you're just looking at what we put in, it's closer to 30.
But that's great. If you were to just both put in up to whatever the match is, what would that be? What would the amount be that you would have to fork over? Do you know what percentage, or, like where do they match? Where does it start? How much do you have to do? And then my idea is maybe to use, instead of putting all that money into retirement, I think you're going to need to put money in non-retirement, in, some sort of brokerage account potentially, not pay down your debt. Please don't do that. But we're going to need to have access to more money for you guys that has already been taxed. I think what you maybe should be considering is whether you want to just make a change, get a job that you feel more excited about. By the way, if it's a job that you like more, you might want to work more. But do you think that, is it possible that if you're both sort of down, maybe not even downshifting, because it sounds to me like you want to, like, it's just a different job. But if he is downshifting and he's making less money, then I think what's really becomes more possible is that you work into, a couple of years into your 60s, because I am somewhat concerned that between 60 and 67, you do need money, right? And $1 million that you have in savings, in retirement savings, if you think about it, that money that comes out of the retirement, because it hasn't been taxed yet, even if you pulled out, let's say 40 grand a year, 30 grand a year, then that gets taxed. And then that has to, whatever that amount is, you have to be able to sustain yourselves based on the amount of money you're pulling out of your retirement savings plus the $4,300 a month. And so I think you guys are going to have to work longer, even if you make less money. I don't think you can go from making together 175 grand a year to like zero. I don't think that's happening in 5 years, because I think you will run out of money if that's the case.
Yeah, I agree. That's my intent was to build us a savings to fund us for a couple of years at least, and to work part time.
That would be so what I would think is, if let's just say for 5 years, you're still kicking ass, right? And even if, you don't have to change jobs, but if you want to change jobs, that's fine. Even if you had to make a little bit less money for you as you make this shift, I'd be okay with that as long as you're happier, because if it meant that you could stay beyond 5 years, maybe it's 7 years, and if he could downshift, and if you're both making enough money to support yourselves between the two of you, right? You would not be making any retirement contributions. So if you had from, say, age, let's call it his 50, so 5 years from now, he's 57, you're 59. If you can then work for like 3 or 4, maybe 5 years, and you're working part-time and you're both happy and you're not killing yourselves and it's not physically demanding, the more you can delay dipping into that $1 million retirement savings pot, the better off you'll be. Because we know that once you get to Social Security, you're going to be fine. But it's works so much better if you can delay dipping into these accounts. That's from my perspective, at least.
No, I definitely agree with that. One of the opportunities would be to change into a job that also has the defined benefit plan.
I mean, don't go crazy. It's fine if you do. Get a job you like. That's my number one recommendation, is try to find something where you feel like don't go for the retirement plan or this plan or that. Get a job you like, because you are so lucky that, he's got this defined benefit plan. You need to find something you actually want to be engaged with. It matters less to me about what type of retirement plan you have. I mean, if you want to go back and, get a job like that and it happens to work, great. But if not, don't go crazy. I think you're going to be you're in very good shape. It's just we need to have a little more longevity for you. If you've got something going on in your life and you need to think it through with someone else's guidance, Mark and I are here for you. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and write us a note. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Don't forget to do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.